Hello everyone, this is Drew with Drew Drives. Today, we're going for a drive in this 2025 Porsche Macan base model. And I know what you're thinking, this is the gasoline model. And I thought all Macans were now EVs now, but I was wrong. Apparently the Macan gasoline powered one still exists, but I think this is the last model year for this car, for the gasoline powered one. It's powered by a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, 261 horsepower. So it's a pretty standard Macan interior in here. It hasn't really changed a whole lot over the years. It still has the older gauge cluster. That's really outdated, as you can see in that center stack. It's really outdated. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you just have like the tach in the center, and you have your speedometer on the side, and you also have a digital speed display. But I do like these metal shift paddles for your PDK transmission. The transmission's super quick in this car. That's what's the best thing about it. It does 0 to 60 in like 5.8 seconds, which isn't anything impressive, but the transmission makes it more fun to drive than it typically would. You do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but it is like a smaller screen, as you can see right here. This is like the older Porsche control module. So it's yeah, it's like the older one. It's been out for a long time. This is, I think it was the same one in like a 2019 Cayenne I was in. So yeah, it's a pretty older interior, as I mentioned. But yeah, the Apple CarPlay, I wish it was a little bit bigger. Yeah, I like that clock, very nice. I love the Porsche clocks, they're beautiful. And build quality is pretty good in here. Typical Porsche, very beautiful materials. Seats feel pretty good. And you have a reverse camera. The Porsche reverse cameras are not the best. They just aren't the best. I don't really have much more to say about that, but you do have a 360 view, which is good. Let's see. And then I'll just keep it on the torque split. And then over here, the Macan used to have all these like a wide array of buttons, which was really old. But now in like the recent Macans, they have like this they have a more modern looking piece right here. You have heated and ventilated seats, which is good. You also have a sport mode. You also have an off-road mode, lane keep assist, and then hill descent control. And I really like these temperature toggles. They're really good. But panoramic roof too. Let's walk around this Macan. You have a Bose sound system. The Bose system in Porsches are not the best. I mentioned that in the video I made on my family's Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo. It leaves a lot to be desired, that Bose system. The wheels look beautiful on this car. You have a nice Porsche calipers. Nice daytime running lights with the 4 white dots. Pretty distinctive Porsche design right there. Looks pretty good. I mean, it's a small SUV. Nothing too crazy. And here are the rear seats. A little bit cramped back there, but you do have heated seats, which is nice. And the leather looks really good, as I mentioned. I like the way the leather seats look. And also you have the little Le Mans key style, where it looks like a key fob's in there. You got your blind spot alert over there. Let's get this Macan out on the road and see how it drives. Steering wheel looks cool too, and obviously the Porsche logo is absolutely gorgeous. Porsche has one of the best logos in the car biz. But yeah, like transmission, PDK is the best automatic transmission. Absolutely amazing. It's so quick, and it makes any Porsche fun to drive. And I like this little silver chrome circle around the horn pad, which looks good. And the turn signal stock feels good as well. Like, it's not like flimsy. I hate flimsy turn signal stocks, so I like how this one has like an actually kind of a turn signal stock which actually has feedback, which I really like in BMWs. So you put your foot down, this thing will definitely, you know, give you the pickup that you need, but the gear hang is a little bit high for sure. Obviously the PDK is wanting you to keep putting in more power, but it's so fun to just, like, it's so fun. You can just like drop gear so quickly and then just accelerate into that rev range, which is really fun. And even like the base exhaust, even this base model, the exhaust sounds pretty good. Has a little, it like burbles and pop, and has little crackles and pops if you're like shifting quickly at certain speeds. Yeah, while the 0 to 60 is nothing crazy, as I said, it's like 5.8 or 6 seconds. The acceleration, like zipping, this is a very zippy car. You can zip around traffic, zip around town easily in this car. As like a commuter, it's a good car, you know what I mean? Visibility is decent. Yeah, ride height's pretty good. As I said, seats are comfortable. But yeah, the thing with Porsche, man, is just like you know you're in a quality vehicle, but like while some of the stuff in here is outdated, everything just feels good in a Porsche, which is why it's one of my favorite brands. As I said, I'm not too impressed by that Apple CarPlay. I wish it was full screen. Why is it so small? You can barely see anything. But I do want to test out the new Macan EV. I'm curious to see how that drives compared to the Taycan. I'm a little disappointed with the design of the Macan EV. I think it's very bulbous and the back looks super strange. But I'm sure it's going to drive similar to the Taycan. Yeah, pretty nice acceleration. Yeah, the the paddles are so fun to mess around with in a PDK Porsche. One thing I didn't know in the past was that the Cayenne has Tiptronic and not PDK. So when I drove one of my friend's Cayenne for the first time many years ago, I was like, dang, why does this PDK feel so slow? And I searched it was a Tiptronic. And that's because for towing, people want to tow with Cayennes and stuff. It doesn't meet, a PDK doesn't really match a characteristic of the vehicle, especially it's not a good transmission to tow with. So that's why the Tiptronic is still used in the Cayennes. But you know, the Macan has been a good entry-level luxury SUV for many buyers over the years. That's what its purpose has always been, entry-level luxury. So it does that just fine. And then always there was the Macan GTS and Macan Turbo if you wanted to have a small Porsche SUV to whip around in, which was really quick. A little bit of body roll. And then you do also have a wireless charging tray in this center console, but it's kind of hard to use. It barely works. I tried it on my phone. My phone barely fits in there. Not a big fan of that wireless charging tray design. Also, there's really, cup holders are pretty small. It's kind of hard to fit like bigger bottles in there. I do wish there's a little more storage, like down here. The interior storage is could be a little bit better. Yeah, gauge cluster literally looks like it's from a 2010 Porsche. Hasn't changed at all over the years. And the shifter is kind of interesting too. You gotta like push down on it to shift, and it's not like over here. But it is a good place to rest your hand while you're stopped or while you're driving too. So yeah, that blind spot's typical, similar to what you find in like Audis. How it's like on the side of the mirror, it like light up whenever someone's in your blind spot. But overall, that is about it. Thank you for watching another video of Dhruv Drives. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and be sure to stay tuned for more automotive content as always.